Have you ever looked at a map? It's more than just a drawing. It's a story of our place in the universe. For thousands of years, people have made maps to understand their world and satisfy their curiosity. Long ago, without airplanes or satellites, people traveled by foot, ship and caravan, piecing together the world bit by bit. They shared stories, compared notes and slowly built a picture of the land, rivers and seas. In the 12th century, cultures across Europe, China and the Islamic world raced to make better maps, blending ancient Greek knowledge with new discoveries from travelers. This was a time of great learning and ambition, a hunger for a map that could unite all known information into one beautiful, useful picture. Our story begins in this world of discovery, with a brilliant scholar named Muhammad Al-Idrisi. Al-Idrisi worked for King Roger II in Sicily, a place where cultures met and knowledge flourished. Together they set out to create the greatest map the world had ever seen, not just lines on a page but a masterpiece gathering all the wisdom of their time. Their project was about listening to people from distant lands, collecting stories and creating a new vision of the world. This map would become a symbol of curiosity, collaboration and the human drive to see the world whole. It was a dream to hold the world in your hands, to feel less small in a vast universe. The journey to create this map would take years of effort, travel and conversation. It would challenge old ideas and bring together knowledge from every corner of the known world. The result would not only change how people saw the Earth but also how they saw each other. This is the story of that map, and the people who dared to dream it into existence. It's a story about the power of questions, the value of listening, and the magic of seeing the world through new eyes. The map they created would inspire generations, shaping the way we understand our planet even today. Let's begin the journey of Al-Idrisi and the map that changed the world. Their work reminds us, every map is a window into the dreams and discoveries of its time. And sometimes, the greatest adventure is simply asking, what's out there? This is the dream of seeing the whole world. Our story's hero is Muhammad Al-Idrisi, born around 1100 in Ceuta, North Africa. Descended from nobility, Al-Idrisi received an exceptional education, studying plants, medicine, geography and poetry. He was endlessly curious, eager to see the world for himself. As a young man, he traveled across North Africa, Spain and possibly as far as Anatolia, gathering knowledge firsthand. Al-Idrisi was a careful observer, talking to locals, sailors and merchants, piecing together a picture of the world from many sources. His reputation as a geographer grew, spreading across the Mediterranean. In Sicily, King Roger II heard of Al-Idrisi's brilliance and invited him to his court for a grand project to create a definitive map of the known world. This was a rare opportunity. Sicily was a crossroads where Christians, Muslims and Jews worked together. Despite differences in faith, Al-Idrisi saw the chance to create something extraordinary. He accepted the king's invitation, bringing his books and notes to Palermo. There, he would begin the greatest project of his life. Al-Idrisi's journey was not just about geography, it was about bridging cultures and sharing knowledge. His work would become a testament to the power of curiosity and collaboration. In a world often divided, Al-Idrisi's story reminds us that knowledge knows no borders. He was a traveler, a scholar, and a connector of worlds. His map would reflect not just the land but the spirit of inquiry that drove him. Al-Idrisi's legacy began with a simple question: how can we understand the world together? His answer would shape history. The journey to Sicily was just the beginning. The real adventure was about to start. King Roger II of Sicily was a ruler with vision. His kingdom was a melting pot. Greeks, Romans, Arabs and Normans had all left their mark. Palermo, his capital, was a center of learning where people of many backgrounds lived and worked together. Roger was fascinated by science and geography, and he wanted a map that reflected real knowledge, not myths. He believed the best way to understand the world was to gather wisdom from every culture. So he invited scholars, travelers and experts, Christian, Muslim and Jewish, to his court. This multicultural approach was revolutionary, creating an environment where knowledge could flourish. When Al-Idrisi arrived, Roger gave him a clear mission: create a comprehensive map and book describing the world. The king provided resources, assistance, and access to travelers passing through Sicily's busy ports. It was a partnership of ambition and intellect, a king and a scholar united by curiosity. Their collaboration would take 15 years and change the course of cartography. Roger's court became a beacon of learning, showing what's possible when cultures work together. The map they created would be a symbol of this unique moment in history. Together, they set out to redraw the world. The project began with a bold idea: gather the world's knowledge directly from those who had seen it. Al-Idrisi and his team reviewed ancient Greek and Islamic maps, but they wanted more than old books. Sicily's ports teemed with travelers, ship captains, merchants, and pilgrims from distant lands. Al-Idrisi's team interviewed them, asking about distances, landmarks, and local customs, cross-checking every detail. The king even sent out expeditions to map unknown regions, collecting data firsthand. This was a scientific approach, evidence and observation, not legend. For 15 years they gathered reports from Scandinavia to Africa, Spain to China. All this information flowed back to Palermo, where Al-Idrisi sifted through it, comparing sources and seeking the truth. Slowly, a new, more accurate picture of the world emerged. This collaboration of cultures and knowledge was unprecedented. The result was a map built on real experience, not just imagination. It was a triumph of curiosity and method. The world was coming into focus. After years of research, it was time to create the masterpiece. King Roger commissioned a giant circular map made of solid silver over 300 pounds, engraved with the world as Al-Idrisi saw it. This silver disc was a symbol of knowledge and power, but a map alone couldn't capture everything. So Al-Idrisi wrote a companion book, or the Book of Roger. The book described every region on the map, its climate, cities, markets, and cultures. It was an encyclopedia and a travel guide for the entire known world. Artisans and draftsmen worked under Al-Idrisi's supervision, drawing maps and engraving the disc with precision. The project was completed in 1154, just before King Roger's death. The silver map was lost to history, but the book and its hand-drawn maps survived. Al-Idrisi's work became a treasure for future generations. The map and book together were a triumph of science, art, and collaboration. They captured the world as it was known and imagined at the height of medieval learning. Their legacy would endure long after the silver disc was gone. The world had never been mapped like this before. Al-Idrisi's vision was now reality. Modern maps put north at the top, but Al-Idrisi's map was different. He placed south at the top, following Islamic tradition. To his audience, this made perfect sense. Africa was at the top, Europe at the bottom. This orientation reflected their worldview, focusing on the sun trade and the heart of their civilization. It challenges our assumptions, reminding us that map orientation is just a choice. Al-Idrisi's map was also circular, showing the known world as a disk surrounded by ocean. It depicted Eurasia and northern Africa in remarkable detail for its time. The Mediterranean, the Nile, and even parts of England were accurately shown. The Americas and Australia were missing, they were unknown then. The map was a visual summary of the best knowledge available in the 12th century. Its unique perspective invites us to see the world through different eyes. Al-Idrisi's map was not just a tool, it was a statement about how people saw themselves in the world. It remains a powerful reminder there are many ways to see the earth. To manage so much information, Al-Idrisi used a system from ancient Greek geographers. He divided the world into 7 climatic zones, or climes, running west to east. Each zone was defined by latitude and climate, from the hot equator to the cold north. Then, he split each zone into 10 sections, creating a grid of 70 rectangles. Each section had its own detailed map and chapter in his book. This grid made the atlas user-friendly. Anyone could find a region and read about it. It was a brilliant way to organize vast data, making the world accessible and understandable. Al-Idrisi also described the plants, animals, and cultures of each climate, showing how geography shapes society. His work was more than a map, it was an early study of human geography. The system reflected a deep understanding of how environment influences life. Al-Idrisi's atlas was practical, logical, and ahead of its time. It turned overwhelming information into a clear, usable guide. The world was now mapped in detail and context. Al-Idrisi's book, the Book of Roger, brought the map to life. For each of the 70 map sections, he wrote a chapter filled with practical and cultural details. Merchants and travelers used it as a guide, learning about trade routes, distances, goods and currencies. It was more than geography, it was a handbook for navigating the medieval world. Al-Idrisi described people, customs, languages and governments, making distant lands feel real and connected. He wrote about great cities, famous buildings and local traditions. The book synthesized knowledge from Greek, Islamic, Christian and Jewish sources, correcting errors and adding new information. It was a product of multicultural collaboration, reflecting the spirit of Roger's court. The Book of Rogers showed that by combining perspectives, we gain a fuller understanding of the world. It was a bridge between cultures and a window into the 12th century mind. Al-Idrisi's work was a celebration of curiosity and diversity. The book and map together made the world accessible to anyone who wished to explore it. Their impact would last for centuries. Al-Idrisi's map and book, completed in 1154, set a new standard for geography. For centuries, his work was the most accurate and comprehensive view of the world. Scholars and mapmakers across Europe and the Islamic world copied his maps and relied on his information. The Tabula Rogeriana became the definitive reference, replacing myth with evidence. Later maps like the Catalan Atlas show clear signs of his influence. Even explorers like Columbus and Vasco da Gama used knowledge rooted in Al-Idrisi's work. His legacy was not just in details but in his method, collaboration and scientific inquiry. By blending knowledge from many cultures, he achieved what no single tradition could. Al-Idrisi's map was an encyclopedia, a travel guide, and a scientific document. It remained the world's most important geographical work for generations. His approach shaped the future of map-making. The world would never look the same. For nearly 3 centuries, Al-Idrisi's map was the gold standard, but the world was changing fast. The age of discovery began. European explorers sailed farther, seeking new trade routes. In 1492, Columbus reached the Americas, revealing continents unknown to Al-Idrisi's world. Suddenly, every old map was incomplete. Mapmakers scrambled to add new lands, and the invention of the printing press made maps widely available. Printing allowed rapid sharing of discoveries. Maps were no longer rare treasures, but tools for everyone. The era of hand-drawn circular maps gave way to new projections and scientific surveying. The world map expanded, becoming more complex and accurate. Al-Idrisi's legacy endured, but map-making had entered a new age. The world was bigger than anyone had imagined. The adventure of mapping it continued. Today we have maps at our fingertips, but Al-Idrisi's story is more relevant than ever. His legacy is about curiosity, collaboration, and the pursuit of knowledge. Al-Idrisi and King Roger asked questions, listened to many voices, and built their map on evidence. This spirit of inquiry drives science and discovery even now. Their work is a symbol of what's possible when cultures share knowledge. A Muslim scholar and a Christian king created a masterpiece by uniting Greek, Islamic, Christian, and Jewish wisdom. Al-Idrisi's map teaches us that diversity is a strength. It shows the power of open minds and shared curiosity. His map connected distant lands and people, presenting a unified vision of the world. In our interconnected society, this message of unity matters more than ever. Al-Idrisi's legacy reminds us, we all share one world. Our greatest achievements come when we explore it together. The dream of seeing the whole world lives on.